Hey there, I'm Mysca and welcome to HitScan. We're back once again with another video. Today it's 2-in-1 and now we're looking at some new skins and other things that have been added with the patch as it's already gone live. There was no downtime or anything. It's already live in NA, but it will be a little bit later in EU, of course. It probably won't be out for a little while even after this video is coming out, but we have some things to check out and Ryan is here with me to check these things out. Are you excited?
I am. What are we waiting for? Let's go check out these new skins. Glitch pops out of the rotation. What's next? Well, we kind of know, but at least we get a good look at the Nebula set. Look at that.
Look at that effect.
So this was the thing I was sort of looking for, right? Because I saw the picture of them and I was like, I hope that the images that you're seeing aren't just kind of like almost painting onto the side of the guns, but the fact that you move it around like this and you have this
wow.
Nebula effect is super good. It works so well.
Okay. This is crazy. Okay, I don't know, for some reason I did not think about this at all, the effect on the gun. But yeah, it's like, it reminds me a little bit of the Avalanche skins, except these ones are actually really amazing. The Avalanche ones were a bit underwhelming. These are really cool. I love that. Okay, that's so good. I can't wait to see the knife now, but even this is just, yeah, incredible.
I guess the one thing that I want to know is if there's a kill animation and stuff like that for that gun too.
Yeah, that should show here.
Such a unique effect, I guess, but there's a Phantom skin as well. Now, this is definitely worth a buy, I like, for me at least, in my opinion.
Yes.
Like, I know you're interested in having the full set, but I personally quite like just spending that money across different sets, I suppose it would be. And I think the Sheriff out of all of them is the one I want to pick up, because this looks insane.
Yeah, that looks really cool. I can't wait to see these in like the reload animation, you know, when you're moving the gun a lot, and see what it looks like then. That's gonna be really cool.
Even just inspecting it, I imagine as well, is gonna be like super cool to check out.
I wonder, it's gonna be a bit weird though. If you look at the gun like this, right? This is kind of how you'll see it. It's a bit weird, but then you'll inspect it and see the Nebula, I guess. Phantom, the Guardian, Sheriff. Oh, Ares.
So you got the Glitch Pop Odin and then the Nebula Ares. So you're really, you know, BMing people in style with those two guns especially. Yeah.
That is so... I mean, it's good on this one as well, don't get me wrong, but it is an Ares skin. Which, like, I'm not as big of a fan of by default. I never thought about that, but there's a bipod on this gun. I've never thought about that before.
Oh yeah. Just in case.
So this is probably the most top tier, like, looking special skin for it, for sure. So if you're an Ares fan, sure pick this one up. All right, it's time. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, it's still on the, it's more, wait, is it more still on the handle?
It looks like it.
Feels like it moves a bit less on the handle, but more on the blade. It's very trippy, I have to say. It's really trippy. That's so cool though. Like the only thing that I think is a bit of a shame about this is that this is on a normal animation knife. It would have been cool to have it on, like, you know, something that you move around a lot like this, or, you know, the Elder Flame style knife, like those daggers.
Which is a shame, really. I guess it's more like the effect applied across very straightforward templates for Riot, which is fine. You know, like, that's why it suits the Phantom so much, because the Phantom doesn't really change its shape all that much, and
I mean, this just looks crazy.
But I sort of get what you mean, like, if it was on a different... Yeah, but if it was on, like, the Sovereign knife, it just wouldn't work the same if it was, like, you know, like the upright ones or the Elder Flame one. I think that this is probably, like, the best...
surface area,
yeah,
maybe.
like,
I mean, it would have been cool on this one, this type of shape.
Yeah, but I feel like it was chosen on this one for that specific reason, because it looked the best, and it still might look really good. It's hard to say until you're in game, but like,
yeah, I wasn't as hyped when I saw it, unfortunately, but maybe in game, yeah, maybe in game.
It's like a rating system. We should do like a tier list of all of the skins from like Act 1
We should,
and 2.
yeah. ADSing this will be interesting. I'm really looking forward to seeing the ADS.
See into a new galaxy, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Speaking of which, I think now's a good time to go over some of the other stuff that's in this patch, or at least be data mined from this patch too. And there is a sort of bit of a look, you know, credit to Floxy and Valorant Leaks, who are currently spamming my Twitter notifications like crazy, but it's working out well. One interesting one is region transfers will soon be added to the game. Your session has ended due to account transfer in progress. So I don't think this is a case of if you're in EU, you can transfer your account very quickly to play NA. I don't think it's kind of like in Overwatch, for example, where if you want to play NA, you just open it up on a different client. I don't think it's really going to be that straightforward. But it does give you the option to move accounts around. It might take a bit of a while for
similar to League, I imagine. So
right,
if you're from League, expect that, I guess, because it'll probably be similar infrastructure from Riot's end. So
it'd be interesting to see if like you get like EU teams playing in NA tournaments and stuff like that. But with the ping and with the reliance on having good ping with the game as competitive and focused on like timings and stuff like that in this game, like that's going to be an important aspect. So it's interesting that it's added in, but I don't expect it's going to have all that much impact. For streamers though, unlike us two, really, at least not as often as we used to, you can now auto reject friend requests, which is great because I hate people, and new strings for anonymous streamer mode where you can hide your name from players outside the party.
So I think people are going to be excited for that, for the streamer mode.
Pokemon from day one was like, this game needs it. So it's actually really interesting that they've added this in, considering it doesn't really affect 99% of the Valorant audience, I guess.
Well, it does, like, you know, from the viewing perspective, it definitely does, and I think it's important. I've seen people ask about that in the sort of, you know, early beta alpha stuff all the time from content creators, so I'm glad it's finally been addressed like that. And I think as well, when it comes to something like streamer mode, yeah, it might not be perfect, but hey, at least the devs knew that, you know, getting that feedback early on, we should start working towards this. Yeah, it probably wasn't at the top of the priority list, judging from, you know, it's still taking a couple months or so, but this is still pretty good timing considering some games take, you know, years or maybe never even add streamer mode ever. So definitely cool stuff. Thank you, Riot. And well, let's move on to the flash changes, because we can now look at them in game ourselves and judge a little bit further. So I figured we would do that real quick. Here, I'm in practice range with Phoenix, and let's see if we can sort of tell the difference, I guess. But oh yeah, oh boy, that's so much further like away from the. Oh my.
Oh, that's gonna happen a lot.
Oh, I mean, it is further ahead. Like if I'm standing here, like I'm in the corner there. I'm all the way in.
You've got to be so much more well placed. I don't know. Like I feel it's a bit hyperbolic for people to be saying that this is like a straight out nerf at this point.
Look at that.
What, it bounces off?
I don't know. It's a very odd. Oh yeah, this feels weird. Because the problem I have with this is that you can't actually flash that close to this corner. So I would flash, right? And then if someone stands like here, they won't even get flashed. Like it'll just go past them. Like the flash would.
What about Breach then? Because Breach was on the patch notes too, but in a Korean video there was
nothing. I think the effect is just stronger, right?
I think it's much clearer to see where the flash is coming from on your screen.
It looks.
You know what I mean?
To me, it looks bigger. Yeah, it looks like it's just way bigger. The effects.
I guess that makes sense with like the clarity of where the flashes are coming from, because if you look at the other flashes in the game that weren't nerfed because they didn't need to, Leah, you know where the Leah is because that's the center point of the flash, and Paranoia, you know where it's coming from. Not only that it's coming towards you, but you can make a hazard guess of that it's coming from this direction. The Omen is over by lamps on Bind, for example.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like it's. I think the one thing that bugs me about the Phoenix one, honestly, is that Phoenix already flashes teammates all the time in actual rank, right? Like everyone's used to it. The one Phoenix on your team that's just a little bit like too eager to get in. He throws the flash, and now it's gonna do that instead, right? For like 2 weeks. That's just, I don't know. That seems very weird to me. That's not just a visual and SFX change. Like that's an ability change. So I don't really understand why the patch notes look the way they did.
I think it's more likely to make Phoenix trash tier as opposed to making him god tier.
Wait, look at this. I barely have to like move my head to
not get flashed by it. That's the that's the balance patch changes. That's the patch note changes even. I mean, obviously the balance changes, but like I think that's what the changes were referred
weird,
to.
Though? Like the fact that I'm looking at this door and I press right mouse button and it flashes someone over like here? I would love some insights. Like honestly, I think there's probably like, you know, they don't just make changes like this out of nowhere, right? Like they're a bunch of, you know, like experienced developers that like put some thought into it. I just wonder, like I just every time I throw it right now, I get equally surprised every single time when I'm flashing someone off screen like this. Like it just doesn't it just doesn't seem right.
I genuinely don't know.
It'll be interesting to see what happens there. Like look at that. How, like, what the hell? Like it's so hard to.
Even there, like suddenly, I think Phoenix pushing into areas of the map like Showers on Bind, narrow choke, like on Split, you can't really play him because all the walls are this narrow on that map.
Oh my.
This is going to be really frustrating for Phoenix players. Like, you've got to relearn all the tech again. And you said this about Jet generally, is that like, if you change something to this level that you have to get another 100 hours on learning it, it's going to be a nightmare. This to me is looking like a nightmare.
Yeah, it's not 100 hours, but it's enough for it to put someone off of playing like their character for a little bit.
Definitely.
Especially if they maybe only play on weekends, that sort of thing. Like imagine if you're someone that's working a lot and you kind of don't have time to play at all during the week, and then you get home during the week and you're like, hell yeah, let's play some Phoenix. Like, guys, I'm going in, let's go. And then this happens, right? I don't know, every time I use it, it just feels weird. I'm not sure. Well, we'll see what happens, but yeah, thank you very much for watching and for checking out our impressions of all this. Hopefully we can cut this down so it's not like a half an hour long video. But appreciate you sticking around, hit the bell and that like button if you enjoyed, of course, and well, we'll see you guys next time whenever there's an update on any of this stuff. Bye-bye.